In the Cosmic Mindshift journey, we start to explore the shadow self. It's part of the letting go and clearing out that which no longer serves us. By identifying the parts of our personality that we do not want to confront, we may be able to mindfully be aware of that part of us so that we can shift and change and become the better version, or at least accept the parts of ourselves that lie in the shadows. Exploring your shadow self is a process of identifying parts of yourself that you don't want to face, that you hide from the world, that you're considered, or that may be considered, as weak, embarrassing, or unlikable. It can also be a trait that you tend to despise in others, but are unknowingly playing it out in your own personality or actively trying to suppress it or repress it. Unless you learn to first embrace that darkness within yourself, you can never pursue the light of self-love in a balanced way. So what I mean is you have to learn to love the unlikable inside you so that you can truly embrace self-love. And so that you can shift and change personality type activities within your mind that you want to let go of. So for example, perhaps a shadow part of you is jealousy. And by identifying that you do actually have that and loving yourself despite that, you are able to then catch it when it comes up. This may also be a step of letting go of what the ego has attached itself to. The ego attaches itself to certain things in order to give you an excuse for your current emotional status. So this could be old stories, it could be regrets, it could be a process of self-victimization. I feel this way because of. And that's all part of what you need to identify so you can let go of. Then there's the step of clarity around what you don't want. Becoming clear on what you know, what no longer serves you, is the first step towards allowing the space in your mind to be created for what you do want. So take a moment to think of what your biggest temptation is. What stops you from being your best self? And what do you use to numb yourself? And perhaps what do you do that brings you shame? When you take a moment to identify if you have any of these things that take you away from facing your own emotions, from facing your shadows, once you identify it, then you'll be able to realize if you're ready to change your relationship with those temptations, those people, those activities, and those thoughts. And this could be self-limiting thoughts as well. You don't want those anymore. It's a good idea to identify them, to list them, and then be able to shed them. The difference between your persona and your shadow self. So according to Carl Jung, the persona is the part of yourself that we share with the world. It's derived from the Latin word meaning mask, and we often wear different masks or certain masks depending on social interaction. The persona is a true reflection of your identity. However, it's a part of your conscious personality that we knowingly share. On the other spectrum, the shadow self is the archetype of the forms of our unconscious mind, and it's often composed of repressed parts of ourselves, so fear, weakness, impulsive desires. The shadow self is part of our true identity as well, but may only come about or come to be shared when we're in a space of extreme psychological distress, or if we're inebriated. And it's important to identify it so that we are able to, yes, love all sides of us, but also know that when it comes out in the space of extreme psychological stress, we can manage it better because we know that that is a personality trait of ours. And so we own it. We take the responsibility of owning it instead of blaming it on other people. I hope this makes sense. Please comment and ask questions. And I look forward to seeing you in the Cosmic Mindshift journey. Please subscribe, hit the bell so you're notified every time I post a new video. I hope this has shed light on the shadow.